Hey everyone!
Hi!
I am Pelu.
I am Ngwedi.
And together...
And alone.
Where's my Ngwedi?
So today we're doing this thing. It's an exercise called Loaded Questions.
We're doing loaded questions today.
We got it on a psychology website. And it's questions to essentially dig deeper.
I like to think of them as confrontational questions that we don't get asked or ask ourselves nearly enough.
To find out more about either yourself or the person that's being asked the questions, almost like journaling cues. So we decided to do this with you.
Questions that will kind of touch at our vulnerability points.
How it works is that Belo picked 5 questions which I don't know. I picked 5 questions which he doesn't know, and then I'm going to ask him the questions. First time I'm hearing these questions is in front of the camera, and the first time he'll hear his questions is in front of the camera.
Questions that will cause us to think deeply.
Body language, eye contact, and so much else tells a lot about a person. So this is an exercise we're doing to kind of share a little bit more about ourselves with you and shift out of the comfort of constantly being together in front of you guys.
It's not a multiple choice. It's like an interrogation.
The way that people answer questions is also like such a big tell. For our own emotional and psychological safety, we have agreed that if the person doesn't want to answer the question, they don't have to. Because sometimes not answering the question says a lot. What is the one thing people assume about you that you wish was true?
That I've got a lot of money, I think. I don't know. Wow. That I have things really, really easy. But I'm not sure if I wish it were true. But I wish they could just stop thinking that I have things easy. I don't. Like, who said? Like, no, I don't. What is the most interesting white lie you've told?
This is so bad. Power cut. Ooh-wee. That my phone died. Because I wanted to get out of plans. So I said my phone died. I don't know if it's interesting. Is it interesting? The most interesting white lie that I have told. I'm trying to remember it. I don't generally remember white lies. I can even hear the crickets. That my phone died because I'm generally such an extrovert and I generally really want to link up with people. And I hope my friends see this and they know that. I really love you guys. But there's times I just want to get out of plans and I just like I don't know how to. So sometimes I'll just be like, oh my god, my phone died and I wasn't able to make it. And I think it's interesting because it's something that a lot of us do. And the reason why I think it's interesting is phones have put so much pressure on us to want to constantly be there. And I think it's not a unique white lie. I think it's something that even I've heard and been like, girl or boy or yo, lies. But yeah, I think that's the one. When do you think you began to put your guard up so much?
Probably after a bad relationship in my past. From being hurt. From being really hurt in a relationship in my past, and then like I'm never gonna do that again, or having that sort of attitude afterward. And so I had a callous heart and I became very skeptical. I wasn't very trusting, wasn't giving of myself as much for a certain period. So do you ever feel like an imposter?
A lot. So I am an achiever, and oftentimes that means I'm controlling. I can be very, very controlling. I bulldoze my way into a lot of situations. I'm quite bossy. I'm bossy. Yeah. And oftentimes that means that I get into spaces that a lot of other people are like wouldn't otherwise be able to make it into. And sometimes I wonder if it's my charisma and my personality and my charm and my assertiveness that got me there, as opposed to merit, although I work really hard as well. And of course, in this context, I'm talking my career and my jobs mostly, because besides my husband, I think that's kind of the center of my life. But yeah, I think I'm being honest. But I do. But moral of the story is that yes, I do feel like an imposter a lot. It haunts me actually, unfortunately. When was the last time you lied?
Today. The beautiful thing about it is that you don't know what today is. So today I made it seem to someone that it was okay for them to do something. I was like, oh, okay. I see like the general consensus here is like, oh, okay, it's gonna happen, you know, this is something that should happen. And I was like, oh, yeah. But really, I was not okay with it. Afterwards, you know, when I was thinking about it, I was like, actually, no. I'm going to actually talk to that person, tell them no. But, you know, I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I'm even gonna do it now. Because it's like admitting that I lied. I lied to you. I said, yeah, it's okay, when actually it wasn't. I should have just said it at the time it was happening, but yeah. I know I'm speaking in code, it's just that, you know, I don't want y'all to know which one of y'all I lied to. What's the worst part about being in a relationship?
I want to say the quirkiest thing. Consulting. And yo guys, like you've got to consult about so many things because this is a whole other different human being. And not consulting like asking for permission, but consulting like communicating. Hey, I'm interested in doing this. What do you think? And the person being like, okay, I want to go give it some thought. If you were on your own, you would just make a decision. I want to buy salmon today. Now the ones to go and look at the fridge and see if we've got space and tell me that there's hake that we bought 2 months ago that has not been used and I just want to buy salmon. Okay? But yeah, but consulting. And I mean, I've given like a really quirky example, but even bigger things, you know, like there's things that I know both of us have had to compromise on because we're in a relationship and because the other person said, no, I don't think so. Or you realize that the other person is saying no even when they're not. But yeah, consulting. What is one compliment you always get that you're embarrassed to accept, so you deflect?
I don't know. That I don't know. This sounds so hard. I really don't know. Nothing's come to mind. You guys tell me. How do you cope with being unfairly ignored?
First of all, I don't cope well with being ignored at all. Whew. I really want to say like Julius Malema. But to be honest, I usually retreat. I usually like take a step back and observe when I can get beyond my feelings of, oh my goodness, that is so unfair. That is actually ridiculous. Yeah. What's your favorite strategy for avoiding tough situations?
Oh man, I am conflict averse, first of all, guys. Keeping quiet, moving on to something else so that we don't deal with the elephant in the room. Finding distractions or giving really curt answers because I just want to deal with it. It's like, oh, okay, sorry, there was something flying there. You see how I avoided this? I was trying to avoid this question. In my defense, while I'm quiet, I am thinking. I'm actually thinking of a way out, but also a way to really respond or to engage. But then I get stuck in my head for so long that at times it's like, oh wait, this thing looks like it's going away. So let me stay in my head and overthink it more and more until it disappears. Poof. Do your friends know how competitive you are?
No. Well, they probably do. I think everybody has a great idea about how competitive I am. I just think people assume that I'm competitive in things that I'm not competitive in. That's a funny one though. Okay, that was actually not as hard as I thought it would be.
It's a bit nerve-wracking because it really does feel like an interview, and it feels like you really have to face yourself.
But yeah, I would like to hear what your thoughts are. Do your friends know how competitive you are? Do you ever feel like an imposter? Like, let's have a conversation about it. Thanks.
What are the compliments that you receive that you kind of deflect? You know? Yeah.
This was the first of a new segment that we're exploring to challenge ourselves, to share ourselves a little bit more deeply.
Yeah.
So let us know what you thought.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, also we're hoping that this showed a different facet to us, because you know, we are multifaceted human beings. We are three-dimensional.
As you can see.
Yep.
Oh, we're three-dimensional.
3D! But yeah, guys, we absolutely love engaging with you guys and you engaging with us, and just there being a whole lot of engagement in the comments section. And please don't forget to like. What else shouldn't they forget, baby?
Comment, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Ring the notification bell.
Woo!
Share. We will see you again very soon.
Yes, magenta.
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 Magenta.